For this lesson, we're going to solve for y first and then graph the equation using the slope and the y-intercept. So for number 1, if I look at that equation, I know I see x on the left, so I'm going to have to subtract x from both sides. And I get y is equal to negative x minus 6. Remember, we write the x first and then the number. So I know my slope is the coefficient of x, which in this case is negative 1, and my y-intercept, and we can always make it into a fraction, and my y-intercept is negative 6. We always start at the y-intercept. And we start on the y-axis. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the y-intercept. Now with our slope, it's rise over run, remember? So we go rise in the negative 1 direction, which means we go down 1 from that pink point and to the right 1 because it's positive 1. So from that point, go down 1 to the right 1. Or I could also go 1 over negative 1 because I know I can divide that and I'll get negative 1. And I will go up 1 and to the left 1 from that red point, or pink, whatever. Up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1, and so forth. And then we can make a line. So the slope is the number with x, the coefficient of x, and the y-intercept is the number by itself. We always start with the y-intercept, which is the number by itself, and we move with the slope. All right, so the next one, we can subtract 3x from both sides. And I get 4y is equal to negative 3x minus 12. Remember that we have to put the x first before the number. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 4. And when I do that, I divide all of the terms by 4. So when I divide all of the terms by 4, I wind up getting y is equal to negative 3 over 4x minus 3. So this negative 3x over 4 turns into negative 3 over 4x. So now I'm going to graph that. My slope is negative 3 over 4, and the y-intercept is negative 3. So my y-intercept is negative 3. That's where I begin. And my slope is negative 3/4. Which is the number with x. And that's where I go from there. So to graph the y-intercept, I go down 3. And then from there, I move with the slope. So I'm going to go down 3 and to the right 4 because it's negative 3 over positive 4. Down 3 and to the right 4 again. Or instead of doing that, I can make it a positive 3 over negative 4. Only one of them is negative. So I can go up 3 from that blue point and to the left 4. Again, up 3 and to the left 4. And we can create that line. So we always start with the y-intercept and we move with the slope. Notice I covered up the entire coordinate plane also. I forgot to mention that before, I think. So number 3, again, I'm going to solve for y because it's not solved for y. So I'm going to subtract 6x from both sides. Get negative 2y is equal to negative 6x minus 8. Dividing everything by negative 2, I get y is equal to positive 3x plus 4. So negative 6x divided by negative 2 is positive 3. Negative 8 divided by negative 2 is positive 4. So the slope is 3 over 1. Oh, why is it doing that? Sorry, I don't know how to use my pen all the time. So the slope is 3 over 1. Why is it doing that? I don't know why it's not letting me put over 1 over there, which is up 3 and to the right 1. We could also do down 3 and to the left 1. An error printing somehow. And the y-intercept is 4, which is where we start. I have no clue why it's not letting me write that there. So we're going to start at the y-axis at 4. Still, I don't know why. So we're going to start on the y-axis at 4, and then with the slope, I'm going to go up 3 and to the right 1. And I can do that again, up 3 to the right 1. Or I can go down 3 and to the left 1, down 3 and to the left 1. Because that could be -3 over -1 or +3 over +1. Both ways, that sign is a positive. Remember, if the slope is positive, it's going to go up from the left to the right. So in this case, the slope is positive, it's going to go up. And in this case, for the first one, it's negative, so it's going to come down from the left to the right. I would just go back through and make sure that that makes sense to you. Next one, I can subtract 8x from both sides and get -12y is equal to -8x minus 24. Then I can divide everything by -12. So when I do that, y is positive because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. 8 divided by 12. It's not divisible. We can reduce it though by 4. 4 goes into 8 twice and into 12 3 times. Negative divided by a positive is a negative. 24 divided by 12 is 2. So I know that my slope is 2/3. Or it could also be -2 over -3. The y-intercept is -2. So that's where you start. So we start at -2. And then with the slope, we can go up 2 and to the right 3. Or you can go down 2 and to the left 3. And that's my line. It's a positive slope, so it's going up from the left to the right. So remember, the y-intercept is where I start. And the slope is how I move from there, which is the coefficient of x. So the slope is always the coefficient of x. And then the y-intercept is always the number by itself. So that's just it. If you know how to solve for y, what you learned before, and you know how to graph what you learned before, then you should be able to do these. So go do your homework and then check your answers with the answer key that's posted. And have a great day.